Hello everyone, this is Mr. Long with Reading is Fantastical, and I have a great story for you today. I think you're going to love it. Now let me see if I can get to my notes here and see if I can read from that, but we shall see. All right, so what my notes indicate to me is, do you like vegetables, or do you think vegetables are real? This is a quote from the book that asks a question of what makes a veggie a veggie. Do you even like vegetables? Are they yucky, or do they taste good and not so good? Well, let's find out if you actually dislike vegetables, roots, or plants, right? Let's go to the next page. All right, so there is the cover of the story. And like I showed you earlier, this book is called There's No Such Thing as Vegetables. Okay, and so we see this young person here sitting in a garden, confused and wondering about what is surrounding them. Are these vegetables or what? So that's going to be some confusion. I know I'm confused just watching and looking at the cover story, cover page, right? Now let's look at the inside cover here. All right, and it says, "Psst, hey you, yeah you. Okay, do you think vegetables are real? I bet you do. I'm about to let you and my new friend Chester in on a well-kept secret. We're something completely different. In fact, a lot of your ideas about the world are just that, ideas. So take it from me. I'm not some vegetable. I'm Zora the radish, and I'm a root." A root, huh? Okay. You can be whatever you want to be. That's not a mosquito. It's actually a radish. So I thought it was a mosquito at first. Let's go to the next page. All right, so here's the copyright page. And so this is where you can contact the illustrator, the author, as well as the publisher, and let them know how much you enjoyed the story, how much you learned about the subject, about vegetables, whether you like them or not, or if they're even called vegetables. Let's go to the next page. All right, so here is the author page. There's no such thing as vegetables. Or is that a question? There's no such thing as vegetables? Or is it a statement? There's no such thing as vegetables. Okay, and we see that the author is Kyle Lukoff and illustrator is Andrea Tsurumi. Hopefully I haven't mispronounced the name. All right, and then we see a young person running through the garden with a basket over his head. Perhaps he just perhaps he's finished, or he's just getting started. So we'll find out here in just a moment. All right, so ready to get to the story? Are you sitting comfortably? Are you relaxed? Do you have your reading ears on? No, not the corn or ears of corn. The reading ears on. Are you being quiet, unlike myself? Keeping your hands to yourself? All right, let's go. All right, so we see the first page here. We see, let's go ahead and read from the top. Chester's mom, so this must be Chester, okay, walking through the garden. Chester's mom wanted to make a salad. She sent him to the community garden next door to pick some vegetables. So that's why he's here. And let's see who else has a community garden plot here. We have Fayez, we have Gideon and Samson. We have Betsy Bird. We got Mary Ellen. Who else? We have Jardine or Hardine Felice. And of course, then we have Chester and his mom. Okay, let's go to the next page. All right, so he thought he saw one, meaning a vegetable. Yay, I found a vegetable. And he was wrong. What did he find then? What is it that he found? Let's go to the next page. Sorry, pal, can't help you. What, that looks like cauliflower. Maybe it isn't. And he looks puzzled and confused. Maybe he's confused that the vegetable's talking to him, or that something else, or maybe it's some sort of cotton or something. Okay, why is the cotton in a vegetable garden? And he says, oh, okay. That's pretty funny. All right, so the next page. So he kept looking, and a carrot was nearby. So that would be a good start. So he asked the carrot, I'm looking for some other vegetables too. Can you help me? And the carrot talks. I don't think so. Good luck though. And then the carrot went back to double dutching, or got a jump rope, double dutch with the pea pods. Who knew that they could do that? Very good. They look pretty good though. All right, let's go to the next page. All right, so Chester says, hi, I've been trying to find more vegetables for a while. Do you know where the rest of them are? And it looks like this tall stalk with all these vegetable heads on there. Said, nope, no vegetables here. Never seen one. Who you calling a vegetable? What is going on here? What is that? Let's go to the next page and find out what else is going on. This is getting confusing. Chester was getting confused. And so now he's in a big garden with a bunch of vegetables around him. So he's wondering what's going on. Hang on. Isn't that, how come you're all vegetables, right? And so Chester's like, what is going on? And the vegetables like, what is going on? He said, hey, what is going on here? Let's go to the next page and find out what else is happening. Here we go. Oh, buddy, you've been fooled too, haven't you? So that the vegetables asking him. And so Chester says, fooled? What do you mean fooled? This is really confusing. I agree. Let's go to the next page and figure out what is going on here. Okay, so now, this has to be a vegetable because looks like a leaf. So let's figure out what's going on here. What does the leaf say? I had to be the one to tell you, but there is no such thing as vegetables. Now I'm thinking because this is a leaf that goes in salads, and Chester's mom wanted a salad, so maybe the leaf is just saying that because the leaf doesn't want them to eat them in the salad. So it's trying to fool him into thinking that it is something else. I think you're right. Let's go to the next page. And so what does Chester ask? What do you mean? Well, I'm asking the same thing. We're all asking the same. What do you mean? 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 Let's go to the next page and figure out what's going on here. So now we have Chester asking the question, Broccoli, aren't you a vegetable? And Broccoli says, for one, my name is Juanita, not Broccoli. And I'm not a vegetable, I'm a flower. Okay, I'm confused. So Broccoli, now, we're next door, right next to him, is another broccoli. Where is that? Now I see the little flowers. So maybe what we've been buying from the store, with people taking flowers off of the broccoli. And so now we see the bees and stuff flying around, trying to pollinate with the flowers. That's right. Just read at the bottom. Sorry, but potato, you're a vegetable, right? And potato's reading a book. Have you ever had a potato read a book before? Maybe they're just reading the pictures. Maybe it's a comic book. It doesn't no words. I don't know. But I've never seen him hold a book, though. That's for sure. So now the potato says, my name is pronounced Pietro, not potato. Also, I'm a root. Yeah, I'm confused. So now we see some little small roots or potatoes growing still underneath. So maybe because they haven't grown yet, that they're not actually out of the ground. Okay, let's go to the next page. Okay, but Kale. And so Kale says, Beatrice. It just says, right, Beatrice, hi. Anyway, you have to be a vegetable. And Beatrice says, I, sir, am a leaf. Okay, and see the carrot's like, told you so. And Onion's like smiling. Peapod says, we told you, man, there's no such thing as vegetables. Even the corn and the onions are all laughing at it. What is going on? Chester's really confused. Let's go to the next page. Chester knew he spotted some vegetables over there. So now he's going to walk over there. Fine. Hey, you all, eggplant, cucumber, pepper, I don't know your names. I'm sorry. And so Potato chimes in and helps out Chester. Says, hey, Damon, Karen, Parveen, I think this guy is talking to you. And so Chester says, aren't you all vegetables? And the cucumber says, how dare you? Huh. And Pepper says, we're all fruits, dude. And the eggplant is like, just like, hey, don't even look at me. Don't call me that. I'm something else. And they said they're all fruits. I seem to remember that if you are fruit, you have seeds. So I know the eggplant has seeds, cucumber has seeds, and the pepper has seeds. Pepper seeds, right? Go to the next page. So Chester's like, look, I got to do something. So he runs home and something. And Chester didn't want to go home empty-handed, and he really wanted a salad for lunch. So he's hungry. So he goes somewhere and finds some paper, some markers, and an easel, and says he had to make them understand, meaning the vegetables. Going to tell them you are vegetables. And they're saying we're not vegetables. This ought to be interesting. Let's go to the next page and find out what he does or says. There he is in the middle of the garden holding court. Going to tell them what maybe they don't know. And he says, everyone knows that vegetables are real. Right? And so one of the vegetables, Juanita, the broccoli, says, okay, fine, tell us. What's a vegetable? Right? So Chester thought for a moment. Next page. Chester thought for a moment. So he pointed to the picture, and we see plant, 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 plant written all over everywhere. Vegetables are plants. So let's go to the next page and find out what happens next. So we have the eggplant going to tell Chester, so are trees, meaning trees are plants. And trees aren't vegetables. That's a good point. And we see a picture of Chester trying to eat the tree, thinking that the branch was a part of the vegetable part that you can eat. And we see the squirrel looking like, hey, what are you doing? And don't even think about eating my nut because I'm holding it away, right? Pretty funny. Next page. All right. So that Chester says, okay, look, he tried again. Vegetables taste good, but don't have a lot of sugar. It's holding up, looks like a tomato. And tomato's like, what? So the radish is at the bottom on the table next to all the honey jars. Saying, excuse me, they literally use me to make sugar. So apparently they add radish to sugar or used to make sugar or something. Okay, looks like the radish. I don't know, maybe something else. So let's go to the next page and find out what is the response to that question. Oh, are you saying I'm not sweet? I think that's tomato getting a little bit upset. Well, a lot upset because he's yelling really loud and just like, what is going on? Everybody's yelling at me and I can't find any vegetables. Go to the next page. All right, so now we see Chester here really, really, really confused. Those are good points, but he knew he could convince them. Vegetables are good in salads. Are good in salads? Are good in salads? He's asking a question. And so we see somebody asking a question. Number one, I don't appreciate that reminder that I might go in a salad someday. So maybe they are trying to convince him that they don't want to go in a salad. They want to keep living. And so trying to cheat him something. So that's number one. So apparently if there's a number one, it's probably number 2 points. Go to the number 2 point. All right, next page. Number two, bacon is good in salads. Bacon bits. I know I've put that in my salad before, but that doesn't make bacon a vegetable. Good point. And then we see the pig. Somebody's walking a pig and giving the side eye. Don't even think about it. Put me in a salad. I'm just over here walking, minding my own business. And so we see the head of lettuce holding court, telling Chester, look, you need gave him good 2 points. Really good points that he's making. So yeah, that's right. So let's go to the next page. So Chester's, again, his arguments are proving fruitless. That's true, because we're talking about vegetables. Well, maybe not. But then he thought of something. You three said you're fruits. If fruits are real, why aren't vegetables? That's another good point. That's a good question. Okay, we see the pepper swinging and then the other fruits hiding out underneath the basket. Let's go to the next page. All right, so we see the eggplant and the pumpkin and the pea pods. So the eggplant has a question. So rude. We're called fruits because we have responsibilities. And the pumpkin says we hold on to the seeds. And then the pea pods said it's our job to make more of us. So they have pea pods, and you see the little seeds. So in the eggplant, little microscope looking inside, seeds. Pumpkin, seeds. Pea pod, and back behind them, seeds. And of course, cucumbers has seeds as well. Go to the next page. All right, Chester was desperate to find a vegetable, but no one was helping. We all have jobs, mate. So it looks like an onion talking. And then we have another plant. I'm a flower. I attract pollinators like these fuzzy bumblebees. And then we have a root underneath the ground, either potato or maybe a sweet potato. Roots like me draw up nutrients from the soil. Delicious nutrients. It's the gathering nutrients from the ground, right? So they can grow bigger. All right, very cool. Go to the next page. So we see the sunlight there. And then we have a plant. My leaf friends and I gather sunlight and turn it into the color green. That's how to turn green from the sunlight, right? So, and then we have Looks like a stalk. Celery there. Stems and stalks like us have transport energy all over. So you see the celery getting energy back and forth from the ground and from the sun, right? As well as in the top part as well. Got two things going on, right? Okay, next page. And then we see Chester just fell over. He just gave up. All we see is his feet on the ground. Fell over. That's pretty funny. Next page, see what happens next. If there's no such thing as vegetables, why do people call you vegetables? That's a good question. Yeah, very good question. Go to the next page. All right, so money is just a thing that humans made up, even though they talk about it a lot. That's the radish talking. Okay? So you have the paper, and they said that's money. So they put words to it. So now you see another vegetable saying, you ever see a map? Countries and states are lines that people draw and erase them and then draw again. So even though you show on the map, that's a state. It's not really a state, it's a paper with lines on it. And we give it meaning, right, by the words that we say. So at the bottom, don't think too hard about language and how every word you say is just a collection of random sounds. They don't actually mean anything until we take the words and process them in our brain. That's what gives it meaning. So go to the next page. Okay, we see the money here. Of course, we see in celery we trust, or in radish we trust. And then in the middle one has the geese with the lines drawn through the eggs. At the bottom, we had said, try corn, saying corn all over again, over and over and over again. Corn, 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 corn. Next page, corn, a whole bunch of corns on there. Next page, and more corn. And so we have the corn saying, see, say anything enough times and it'll stop sounding like a real word. He kept throwing it all together. It changes the meaning. The term for this is semantic satiation. Right? Go to the next page. Chester sat down in the dirt. Now he's tired. I'll tell my mom we're having sandwiches for lunch. And then we see all the other vegetables there hanging out. Go to the next page. And we see the carrot talking about, Joy, it's been nice talking to you. The waving, come back later and we can argue about whether the sky is really blue. That's a whole nother argument. Okay, and then we see the little pea pod there at the bottom. What's a sandwich? What's a sandwich? All right, pretty good, huh? See a message from the author. And just another reminder of course, let's look at the back. Oh yeah, there's no such thing as vegetables. And it says, excuse me, what about us? I'm a vegetable. No, you're a flower. Okay, there you go. All right, so just another reminder. Really appreciate you tuning in to this this book. There's no such thing as vegetables. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the very next video. Take care. All right, bye-bye.